Guys, let me go to settings, audio, micro real tech. Okay, see if it's working. It looked like it's working. Okay, is it working now? Is it working now? Remember, everything's allegedly. Even my name's allegedly. Is it working? Let me know. Okay, it's working. All right, sorry. So yeah, look, this is a webcam, y'all. Okay, we weren't gonna set up no whole camera and all that. I was like, listen, I can do this shit in my sleep. If I can do it from my phone, I can do this anywhere. Okay, I see y'all. Y'all better be liking this video. Shout out to Facebook. Okay, shout out to Rumble. All right, shout out to YouTube. We're streaming everywhere. It's 5 o'clock. It's happy hour. All right, and we about to sip some wine. I got a bottle. Just went downstairs and got it from the hotel. Okay. Now, full show. Am I peaking? Because you know I'm so used to talking with mics that can catch my voice. I'm not peaking. All right, cool. Full show for y'all. 2 shows, okay? First show today, we got Billy McFarland. I mean, it's just a land of this. We got a lot of scamming going on today, okay? Billy McFarland. If y'all don't know who that crook is, okay? He was the one that took $26 million from the Fire Festival, all right, for them people, all right? We're definitely going to talk about that. 50 Cent has the audacity to drag Nick Cannon, all right? Definitely going to be discussing that. Miss Sexy Red, all right? She says that condoms, rubbers make her I'm gonna use what my auntie used to say for censorship. Cat smell like fish. Okay, cat smell like fish. She say that rubbers make her cat smell like fish. Okay, we're definitely gonna be discussing that. And also Jason P being sued by Miko for fraud, $400,000 worth. Okay, this is an Asian-based new social media company, and he allegedly took their money. We got a special guest coming on during that segment to explain, because you know we know a lot, and so we're gonna be discussing that. We good, baby. I got it. We good. Let me wait for y'all to come on up here. Let me see what y'all talking about in the comments. Okay, now I got to find the comments. I'm gonna find it. Hold on real quick before you go. Okay, I see it. I see the comments. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, and also, I'm going to add something new here to our shows daily, because Happy Hour has been so successful. Like, I got like 1,000 questions. Everybody want advice. So I'm going to incorporate maybe a happy hour or 2 questions later on in the show before the main topic. Okay, so you guys get to write in. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to do a video version yet, especially with me doing this show remotely. Okay, and so I'm going to read a couple questions, get some advice during the segment, and then we're going to head over to TashaKLive.com for some more wine, a little bit more uncensored. Okay, and that wine entails a white Miami real estate broker, okay, was just sentenced to 3 years for PPP scamming. I got a few content creators I'm trying to turn in right now. Also, Trump turning himself in here in Georgia, because I'm broadcasting from Atlanta, okay, on a $200K bail. I wish I could bail him out, but I ain't got it. And Raven Simone trying to out Whoopi Goldberg. Definitely going to be discussing that on TashaKLive.com. Asian dolls, supposed OnlyFans contract, and the woman who came out and said she ate and pegged both Lil Baby and A$AP Rocky, and you know A$AP Rocky just had a baby. Yeah, his baby's gonna grow up to watch it. And last but not least, Fallon versus Portia and Simon. Okay, I caught that interview on Baller Alert. We're going to be discussing that and some more. Okay, all of that coming up after on TashaKLive.com. If you want to subscribe, go to TashaKLive.com. Then you can download the app and stream everywhere, okay? He said Whoopi was wearing a Studs uniform. Let me get out these comments because I'll be done just had a whole show just off of the comments, all right? Let's go on and get started. I'm going to tell y'all what I'm drinking here in a minute, okay? Give me 1 second. All righty, okay. Now, hold on. Give me a second. He shouldn't have left, y'all. I haven't worked this in so long. It's been a long time. Okay, so give me a second here. I'm trying to make these comments disappear. Okay, we may not even be doing no pictures or nothing. So, because the pictures done disappeared and shit. Let me see. Okay, I got them. Okay, Billy McFarland. Look, I got me a little picture. Thanks to StreamYard. Okay, got my wine too. I ain't resting. I ain't too bougie now to do a show from anywhere. So I'm still broke. Okay. Now, I'll tell y'all what I'm sipping on later. So Billy McFarland, fresh out of jail, barely been out of jail a year after he took, when you take white people, but it's different when you take black people money. It takes years to put people behind bars. But when you take white people money, when you take your fellow crackers money, and you feed them sandwiches, grilled cheese, and you put them in tents, living like they bout to pick cotton on an island full of black people, and the black people sleeping better than them. And you don't promise them all these reparations. Because that's what you did. You took their money and you promised them all these reparations and left all the white people down there at that fire festival to die. So he was sentenced by the Fed, okay, for taking $26 million and lying to people, saying that they were going to get this big festival. It was a grand experience. I mean, tickets was up $20,000. I don't see how he was able to sell because, he's really not a good salesman. He got a strong list, but I'm going to let you hear it in a second. And you was able to convince them to spend all this money, and when they got there, what did they see? Nothing. You had a bunch of angry, privileged white children, and you used Negroes to do it. Ja Rule was in this. We ain't forgot. Down there, y'all trying to sell snow to an Eskimo. All for some change. You kept 90% of the money, spent 10 on the festival. People got down there. There was no food, no lights, no water, no stages. The artists backed out because people was going live. You go to jail for it. You ordered to pay restitution, and as soon as you get out, like how drug dealers do. Soon as you get out, you get on social media. Now I'm going to play this from my phone because I was on his phone. I was on his social media today, and when I tell you, the world is watching. TMZ done picked this up. Fox done picked this up. Everybody done picked this up. But listen at this. Listen.
What's up, guys? This is an emergency fire announcement.
Look at this.
I've spoken so much about how, as an entrepreneur, to get from 0 to 1, you need to push further and just do more than everybody else. But once you're on base, and once it's time to go from 1 to 100, things need to change. I am coming up on my 1-year anniversary since I got out of jail. And not only have I not been on base, but I've been in the absolute gutter. People who I knew for my entire life wouldn't speak with me. People who I never met were killing my deals and axing my opportunities behind the scenes. But finally, after fighting for every inch in every meeting, things are finally starting to change. This week, I signed a Broadway musical deal. There is officially going to be a Broadway musical based on me and my life. I was also sanctioned for my first ever kickboxing fight. I'll be fighting in November, and all the proceeds are going back to those I owe both in the Bahamas and here in the US. Next, the TV show I've been filming, After the Fire, is wrapping up and will be airing in the future. You guys will have a front row seat for all the action and all the plans behind the scenes. And most importantly, Fire 2. You all want to know where, when and why Fire 2 is happening. I have two big announcements today. The first is that I am canceling the August 26th Fire Hamptons event. We've had so much interest, and after a lot of long, hard, and honest conversations with partners, mentors, backers, and even potential partners for the future, the Fire vision is just so much bigger than 200 people. The Fire vision is 10,000 people on one of the best islands in the world with the best talent in the world. The Fire vision is the best logistics partner who will allow me to go absolutely wild and make our stamp on culture and the future of music festivals. Since 2016, Fire has had over 32 billion impressions online. That makes us the largest and most talked about festival in the world, and over 3.5 times larger than the festival in second place. I need to stick to my original vision and take all of the momentum of the great partners and backers that I've gotten over the past few weeks to go all in and focus on Fire 2. We are here to make history, guys. This is my life goal. This is my odyssey, and this is my journey. I am putting all of my attention on the Broadway play, the fight, the TV show, and now Fire 2. Let's make this happen.
Okay. All right. His life's goal is stay in jail. Just got out of jail. I'm trying to figure out who these backers are. First, I think at first he had launched a smaller Fire festival, and he said 200 people wasn't enough. And when he went and looked at the impressions and said they had 32 billion impressions, and he thought that was from marketing. That was from stealing. That's where all that publicity came from. Stealing. Just like the publicity you get now on TMZ and the Today Show and Fox News. They watching to see if you're going to steal some more and who giving you money. He ready to take on part 2 of his sentence. He got out early on good behavior because he white. You know, normally when you get fed time and stuff like that, you got to serve all of it, if not just 90% of it. They let him out 2.5 years early to come back out here and steal. And I thought, to be honest with you, it's kind of like how dope dealers go to jail and they come out, they forbid, you can't sell dope no more. I'm sure, I'm trying to figure out why they ain't put nothing in his paperwork to say that he can't go into ticket scalping or ticket sales and stuff like that again. Like, there's regulations against that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to figure out how he's able to kind of, still get out here and sell the same thing. I just don't get that. But I'm going to watch him because his ass going to go back to jail. It's going to happen. It's in his blood. We're still trying to figure out what he did with the $26 million. And you gave all them white kids grilled cheese. And knowing them white folks was calling down there, seeing if they had they 5-star suite and penthouse and cabana and everything that you promised they children. And you got them sleeping on the sand. While black folks on the island got houses. This is not what white people work for. Especially to be done like that by their own people. But Billy McFarland, listen, if he pulled this off, that's the greatest hit lick of all times. I mean, for you to steal, okay, from white people and then make your own documentary about stealing from them, and then you come out and announce again that you still ready to steal again. That's some bullshit right there. He's dedicated to this. This is life. He's dedicated. He's true to this. I got to get into him, okay? Hit a lick news. I'm going to be watching it, okay? Maybe I may even join in and use my platform as long as I get my cut. I can use just a little bit right now. Just a little bit, okay? Moving on. Let me see what y'all talk about in the comments. Up next is 50 Cent and Nick Cannon, okay? Somebody said that's not the rubbers. I'm allergic to. Y'all still talk about that sexy red. Y'all ready for that sexy red? Yes, you are. Okay. All right, cool. All right. So, hold on for a second. All right. Now, I thought this was and we gonna make sure we cover this in its entirety. So, it was told, 50 Cent's a troll. And that he was trolling Nick Cannon and shaded him for having too many children and too many baby mothers. Now, out of all the people that really could have talked Like, I can talk about Nick Cannon. I can, And this ain't got nothing to do with him calling the reject of the internet on Wild and Out. It ain't got nothing to do with that. But it's got everything to do with the messenger here at hand. Because I'm trying to figure out, like, you 50 and I think you got 2 children, if I'm not mistaken. And y'all know I don't like to use them colorism things and stuff like that. But, I got to call, a spade. Because 50, it's interesting that you would even attack him or, even try to throw the slightest shade about him having too many baby mothers and having too many children when he actually should be somebody that you should be looking up to. If he can balance younger than you, more successful than you, 12 to 15 baby mothers, and manage to not slander their names online through the process, managed to not get his houses burnt down, managed to not be dragged in and out of court by all of the baby mothers, okay? Managed to keep a relationship with the children despite how the mothers feel about him and each other. He doesn't get on the internet to drag his children. Oh, I don't think y'all hear me now. I think I'm talking about, I think this is above. This is above. This is federal at this point. You got 2 kids. And statistics show that you only got it right 50% of the time. I guess that's why they call you 50 Cent, because you got a relationship with one child, but you refuse to have a relationship with the other child who looks just like you. I ain't saying nothing about that other baby. I just know it don't look just like you. Now, I know he probably took the genes of his mother, and then when you look at him, he looks nothing like you. Although, your firstborn looks exactly like you. You feel how we feel sometimes out here. You know what I'm saying? When you use your platform to troll people and, just drag them. And then you got your own son, your own flesh and blood out here coming out doing the same thing that you doing to people. That shit, it hit right here, don't it? It hit right here in your heart. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to figure out, this is a big man. 50 Cent's a big man. But got a little heart, sensitive heart. Because I'm trying to figure out, like, what has your son said so bad to warrant his own daddy, allegedly alluded to like that he's dead to you or something like that. Like, you a father, you a black man, you got 1, 2, and you only got it right 50% of the time, 50% of the time, half the time. But he got a relationship with all of them. He ain't on no child support. He ain't got women out here burning down his houses. If I was 50, I would be asking Nick, man, how do you do it? How do you manage? Can you give me some advice? But older folk, when they get older, they think they know everything. They stuck in their ways. So, Nick is younger than 50. And you would think, like, he would be like, man, let me step aside for a second. How is it that you continue to keep them all on the same page? That's some African shit right there. That's some polygamy shit. He should be Islam. The way he keeping it going. That's what having sister wives is. And I guarantee you, if it was legal over here in the United States, you know what I'm saying? He would probably be doing it. And he's low-key doing it, but he's just doing it under the table. But you can't manage 1. But yet you out here parading the light-skinned baby everywhere. Like he's your... I don't like talking about children. I'm just saying, like, brother, this is not an argument for you. I think you need advice. You get me? And I'm being nice here because at the end of the day, it's still children involved. Okay? I'm chill because somebody said I seen chill because I'm in a hotel room. I don't want to be screaming. Okay. They can hear me outside the door. We heard a couple fucking last night. And two, I just woke up. I had a nap. I'm tired. So I did an interview, a long interview today. So I'm tired, okay? But anyway, back to the subject at hand. So 50, I'm gonna just say this, sit this one out. Lead is the grown folk. You know, you get bent out of shape easy for your son coming out here saying that you didn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? He will never have that issue at all. Like, you know, it's two different situations. You would think it is always the big men that are the most sensitive. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be letting them big men fool you, thinking them big men got big dicks and stuff, but they got big hearts, but they sensitive. Yeah, that's what that is. Just sensitive. But Nick, he's small, and we seen it. We seen it. We seen the cannon. I guarantee you, and we seen his. So we understand who's more alpha male here just from this picture because, you know, Power didn't put out no power in that scene. There was no power to be seen, you know? And I see why that young girl sticking beside you and why you paying for law school. You know what I'm saying? There's not much she got to do down there. There's not a lot to do. One swipe, you know, half of this. She just engulfs it and asks for her college tuition and you give it to her, you know? Inexperience, you know? It's just, we've seen who's got the bigger dick out of both, you know, and you should be asking this little boy here for some advice. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Don't forget, coming up, we got a special guest joining the platform today. We're going to be discussing some exclusive information on Mr. Jason P. I know most of y'all know about, you know, him being sued by a new social media company. You know, he has a habit of jumping from, you know, platform to platform, you know, and then try to get in with them while they're young and try to get. We'll talk about it. Okay, so stay tuned for that. All right, we also got some happy hour questions that we're going to read, like one or two. That's it, you know. And we're going to discuss Sexy Red here. And then after that, we're going to head over to TashaKLive.com, okay, for our uncensored version of the show. All right. And the LGBTQ community is not going to be happy with me again. I don't know why they think I got a problem. And I put so many LGBTQ members on, like gave them, you know, help them to build their platforms and stuff. So I don't understand how I'm being called a phobic. I wasn't a phobic when I was giving you numbers and giving you streams and stuff. But the minute I hold you responsible, y'all say off limits. You not allowed. You homophobic, you transphobic, you this. And I'm like, but I talk about heterosexual people too. But you don't say nothing about that. You don't say I got a phobia against heterosexual people. See, that's that selective compartmentalized shit. And I'm over it. I'm over it. See, I can hear people outside my door right now. We ain't in no suite. We in a one room, okay? We ain't got it like that. All right, let me see what y'all talk about in the comments. So we move on to Miss Fish. Miss Fish. Yes, all right. Now, Tasha, you know 50 is the king of what? What is he the king of? The pack? The gorilla pack? What is he the king of? I don't understand what we're saying. Yes. I don't understand what 50 is the king of and what they got to do with me, okay? You know, 50 is the king of, he is the king of petty, but I mean, hey, listen. Like I may be the queen of petty, but I ain't afraid to listen. I know some conversations I need to just sit this one out, and this was one where he should have been like, you know what, young brother, I feel you on that. I feel you, okay? All right, Sexy Red. Let's get it. First of all, Sexy Red says she made a whole video. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can pull up this video. And she had the audacity to say, oh, anything for shock value. I just wish they would just focus on the music and not, you know, BV and their trichomonas and all these other things and Black Dirty Feet, and you know, I just wish they would just focus on the music, you know, on the music. But let me see if I can pull up this video where she's upset. Is she upset? I can't figure it. I can't find it. But there's a video, and she's talking about, she's literally going in on a user talking about, don't call me by my first name. I believe her first name is Janae. Because people are refusing to call her sexy. So she's angry that they won't call her sexy, and they don't have the right to call her by Janae because they don't know her. By the way, I'm drinking the Oyster Bay Sauvignon Blanc for this show's episode, okay? For this bootleg episode. Don't it look like a bootleg? You know, back in the day, they used to sell them DVDs and shit. That's how we live right now, bootleg style, buffering. You know what I'm saying? VCR eating the tape. I like these type of shows. You know what I'm saying? We'll do them more often and shit like that when I'm traveling, because I'm gonna be doing a whole lot of traveling for the next few weeks, and y'all gonna be getting a lot of these shows. Okay, don't complain, because I can easily take off. But I said, nah, I'm gonna give you the show. I can still work, so I just carve it out in my schedule. I can say I can't do no work between this hour because I gotta work. You know, but because people are refusing to call her sexy, and she's angry about that. You know, and I'm like, I don't understand why you're angry. Like, that's your first name. You know, it's kind of like how, you know, the LGBTQ gets upset when you don't, you know, address them as their rightful pronoun. You know, but and interesting enough for her to say that, you know, also condoms. She don't, you know, she's the raw dog queen. And condoms make her, I don't know if she was saying make her smell like fish, but they smell like fish when she uses them. That's what she's saying. They smell like fish when she uses them. Now, this is where I have to, I'm going to start putting her mama up on the screen, because I realize we need to have a conversation with her mama. And I know her mama's a whiner. We've had conversations in the DM, but as a mother, this is giving you didn't do your job. You know, it's sort of like, you know, we as little girls, I remember the most uncomfortable moment for me when I was about 13. My mama had to teach me how to clean myself, right? And I remember she made me get down on the floor and open my legs. And, you know, that to me, I was like, this is violation. What are you doing, Lynette? Lynette said, lay down. And I remember I had to lay down on the bathroom floor. And when she opened it up, it had lint, cotton, all types of stuff up in there. She was like, oh, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. I was like, what? I couldn't see it. I didn't know I had just hit puberty. You know, I had no idea. She was like, and she had 3 girls. She said, baby, this is not what it's supposed to look like, because I was a virgin, right? And when you're a virgin, you scared to go up in there. You just told you don't go up in there. You don't scrape past it. You afraid it's gonna hurt. It's gonna bleed. So I would only wash the outside. And then she finally was like, no. So she went down in there, and I'll never forget. She got baby wipes. She got all types of shit. And she showed me how to clean myself. My mother, I was so mad at her at that moment, but now I thank her. I thank her because I did the same thing to my daughter. Yes, I did. Yeah, I did. It was like, it was a moment like where these are the moments where your mother is supposed to step in, and she told me what what the secretion, the discharge is supposed to look like. You know, what it's supposed to smell like down there. What it's supposed to feel like. My mama really, really got in me and did that. And as a teenager, you're ashamed. You don't want to hear that. You like, no. But now I remember that because it was so dramatic. And she even told me when you begin to have sex, because I remember she had put me on birth control, because she was just like, listen, I work all the time. You know, this is not only going to help with your period, but in case you want to get out here and have sex, because I started having sex early. You know, my mom was just that type of way. I'm going to put you on some birth control. You know, she told me what to look like. This is not normal if your vagina smell like this, and if the little boy smell like this, if his semen smell like this. Like, there were certain things you were able to identify. So the fact that this 25-year-old grown woman with a child and a son who is going to be having relations with women one day doesn't understand that it's not the rubber that smells like fish. I have to address the mother, and I should have had the mother on the screen. Yeah. I should have had the mother on the screen. Baby girl, that's not the rubber. It smells like latex. And if anybody is out there, and I've seen a few young girls in the comments say, well, they do make me smell like fish. That's because your pH balance is off and you have a long-term infection, because you can walk around with BV for a while. I knew a chick that had BV the entire time. Listen, she had BV before she went to jail. They didn't treat her while she was in jail. The girl was in jail 3 years. She came out smelling like she still had, because that's when women start getting them strong, you know, really fishy smells down there. And that's from not using condoms and bragging about not using condoms. And you and your baby daddy having sex outside, and then he gonna have sex with somebody else that ain't using condoms. Ain't no telling who she having sex with. You know what I'm saying? And y'all think it's cute to go in your buttholes, and then from your butthole to your vagina, and then now you mad at the condom. Like the condom has something to do with all that there. The audacity for me. If I was the condom maker, I would sue your ass. I would sue you. The fact that you got up there and tried to even come for my brand and my IP, I would sue you for the little cash you got. That little dirty cash you putting on that broke out, open pored skin. Knowing cash is dirty. It's the nastiest thing besides feet and under your nails, and you got it on your face all the time. And that's why you broke out round the face. But they continuously letting these young girls put this rap music into the community, along this whole culture, and then want to try to educate. And then the whole time you making your mammy look like she didn't do her job, because she didn't. She should have told you what it smelled like, what it looked like. If the discharge is running fast, you know, if you done been burnt before, I was burnt at 18. That discharge run down like water. And you got penalized after penalized. You think, well, what is it? It's just my period about to come on. No, you burned. You're burnt. You're burnt. And I was able to identify that because my mammy was mammying. My mammy was mammying. But this is the whole culture. But I just know that my child ain't finna see this clip cross social media and take this in and think, because they stupid. Young girls are stupid nowadays. They ain't nobody spending time with their parents like that. They in another room. They on social media. Parents out on social media. You know what I'm saying? Doing everything else but educating your child, and you letting this one educate your damn child. And then before you know it, you're about gonna have a damn hysterectomy by the time you 30 and can't have no more children, because you done let that BV, that fish smell, go unchecked. But they want to come for me. Oh, she's a hater. Oh yeah, I hate being burnt. I hate when people promote, not using condoms and shit like that. Yeah, and hoism. That's what I hate. It ain't nothing cute about that. Nothing cute about that. Nothing cute about skipping your dermatologist appointment or gynecologist appointment, okay? Nothing cute about that at all. Moving on. All right. I'm going to read while I'm waiting on my special guest, okay? Y'all stay tuned because we're going to be covering this Jason P thing in detail. We head over to TashaKLive.com, okay? I'm going to read 2 happy hour questions from the winos, all right? Happy hour, remember, is all about us. We spill our wine too, okay? So you guys get to write in. You get to tell your business. Ask me for advice. Ask the winos for advice, and we're going to give it to you, okay? And I also do want to... I want to say that I think I talked about, I don't remember if it was on TashaKLive.com or YouTube, but we had a wino over the weekend that was about to take her life, and I ended up getting on the phone with her thanks to Peaches. And she texted me today, and she said that, you know, she is thankful that, you know, for me and Peaches for stepping in, and she's feeling really good. And, you know, it took them a few days, you know, to get her, you know, back into her right space. And, you know, she see that, you know, we were being God and stopping her from hitting the bottom. And, you know, she had a lot of personal issues. And so for all your prayers, she got those and everything like that. So I just want to tell y'all that she's doing very well, and she's home, and she's ready to fight for her. Okay. So I don't need to, you know, say her name, but I do want y'all to show her some love because, you know, it was a rough moment. You know, she ended up posting something on social media saying that she, you know, was going to pass and stuff like that. And then when we got on the phone with her, she said she was sitting beside bottles of pills and she was ready to end it. And she had checked herself into a hotel, but, you know, she just wants to thank God for everybody that was praying for her and thank you. And, you know, she's ready. She's ready. And she just wants to humbly thank y'all for all her prayers. Okay. And so I'm going to go into happy hour real quick. I see you backstage, special guests, so we can talk about this Jason P situation. Remember, right after this, we're going to TashaKLive.com. Okay. From 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I got a meeting at 9:30. So I have to be done on time. Okay, make sure y'all like this video. All right, so let me go ahead and read these questions. Remember, happy hour is all about us, okay? So you guys get to write in via unwinewithtashak@gmail.com. Okay, you get to ask any question you want, whether you want to be anonymous or not. Let me know. I will make sure that I do not leak your information, and we give you our most raw, sincere, transparent advice, okay? It is technically happy hour. That's when we go live, happy hour. Everybody off work right now, okay? And then after this, we're gonna discuss this Jason P story. Don't he look like piss though? His skin color, he always wet all the time. He look like he just smelled like a whole toilet bowl full of piss. Okay, how am I doing for my DVD bootleg show? How am I doing? Doing good. Special guest, how am I doing for my bootleg DVD show? Am I doing it? I look at y'all. I didn't believe that I was gonna do it. I was like, she ain't gonna work. She ain't gonna work. I said, the hell I am. I'm working. Shoot, I got to make some money. Okay, now. This is from an anonymous user. Okay, this is a happy hour question. She says, hi, Tasha. And the only reason I'm adding this is because I get so many questions and I'm like, everybody's like, you need to incorporate this into the show. Okay, I'm a 34-year-old divorced woman who has been dating this 47-year-old man for 3 years now. I have 2 kids, 14 and 8, and he has a 22-year-old daughter. We have enjoyed the company of each other and respect each other's boundaries. He treats me well, respects me, and makes me feel like the only woman in the world for him. Lately, I have noticed him becoming distant at times and insisted on me performing wifely duties because he said that he sees our companionship as an investment for the future. I love him and I know he loves me as well, but I'm not his wife as of today. What should I do? Side note, he lost his wife 8 years ago to lupus. Okay. So, first of all, like I'm glad. And I always tell women this, especially when you got children. I think women who have multiple children should be dating older men. Okay. Now you got 2 kids, 14 and 8. I don't really think you should be trying to rush into another relationship. Okay. Especially when you got a teenager in the house and a soon to be teenager. Now I know you think you know this man, but you don't really know anybody, and nobody is going to treat your kids the way that you would ever treat them. So I'm going to be honest with you. I'm old school because, you know, my mama brought, you know, men that she was dating around us. And when she went to work, she didn't know that these men would touch on us or try to grab on us, especially when they was drinking and stuff. She didn't know that. And we wouldn't tell her, because we, we're like, oh, my mom's happy. You know what I'm saying? We want her to be happy. And so a lot of times we will fight them off or, cuss them out or threaten. We're going to tell our mama, you know what I'm saying? And they will leave us alone for a while. But I do not advocate for men who are not the fathers being in the house with children that are not theirs. Okay. And so I'm kind of happy that he's standoffish from you. I'm kind of happy that he's not trying to play that role of a father. And that's probably what he's waiting for, because, that is a big responsibility. And two, like, why you listen, just enjoy the perks of what he's doing for you. You know what I'm saying? If he wants some part-time wifely duties, give him some part-time wifely duties outside of the house, as long as your bills is paid, your kids is untouched, and you ain't got to, worry about somebody putting their hands on them or touching them or telling them something that's outside of what you're trying to teach them or mold them to be. Girl, enjoy the fruits of what this relationship is. And guess what? In due time, he 47, enjoy it later. Wait till the kids get outside of the damn house. And boyfriend, like, I don't believe in that boyfriend or anything like that. He older. He ain't trying to rush to settle down. He just lost his wife and stuff. It's going to take him a minute to get over that, because I'm sure he's probably married 20 plus years. Girl, enjoy the fruits of your labor. Keep your damn bills paid. Be thankful that you got a man that's willing to help you and ain't trying to lay up under them children, you know what I'm saying, and play daddy to them kids. Right, you the only person they need to see. You gonna get you some dick at night, okay? He come over when they sleep. He leave before they go to school. That's it. That's on that. Moving on. And that's honestly the perks and the pros and cons of dating an older man, okay? He's not gonna ask much of you. And that's just on that. But I know he don't want all them children in the house when him and his wife probably got their kids out the house, and then now she out the house, into heaven. He ain't trying to do all that shit. Girl, get your money and be done with it, okay? Remember, it's happy hour. I got one more question I'm going to read, and I'm going to bring our special guest on here because I don't want us running over past 6 o'clock, okay? She says she didn't say she wanted to be anonymous, but her name is Portia. She said, my pastor peed on me my first date because he was nervous. He wants another date. Should I go? You can say my name. She said her pastor, winos, we do encourage y'all to answer these questions as well too. She said, my pastor peed on me my first date because he was nervous. So he wants another date. Should I go? You can say my name, and her name is Portia. Now the question is, did he pee on you voluntarily or involuntarily? So that means if he peeing on you, he got a bladder problem. He got a kidney problem. He's a little older. And he probably wants to go out on a date with you again because, he embarrassed. And if you were able to, put that behind you and deal with his incontinence, isn't that what they call it? Incontinence? Isn't that what they call it? Incontinence, when you can't control your bladder and your pee and shit. If you're willing to push him in and out of, clinics and shit and doctor's appointments, just make sure the life insurance is okay and play first lady. I think this is a win-win situation for you. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't got to worry about him cheating. Well, I don't know. Pastor John Gray, he got what they call like a micro peen, and he still cheated. They still find a will. There's a will, there's a way. I wouldn't go. He peed on you. I wouldn't do it. I'm not a toilet. And if you go, you really send that message that you are a human toilet. You have no value about yourself. And, he going to continue to pee on you and shit on you and do other things that you may not necessarily, be into. And, these pastors really be into some crazy, wild shit. You remember the pastor that got on the internet and he said he didn't think nobody took that clip? He's a YouTube pastor. And he said, have you ever went in through the butthole and you was doing it through the butthole, and when you pulled out your penis, there was a little doo-doo on the tip? He said that you just flick the doo-doo off and then you just put it back in your butthole and stuff. You just keep going. These pastors is into some weird things, and they use the church to hide a lot of these things that they afraid of. Okay, so they try to give it to God, through the process, or try to hide under God. So I would be careful. I wouldn't go unless you're ready to be his caretaker. Okay, moving on. All right, that's the happy hour portion of the show. I'm gonna be adding that. If y'all want y'all question read, hit me up on winewithtashak@gmail.com. Okay, maybe if you keep it short and sweet, we'll even start putting out the links through this so y'all can, put your face in and video in, you know what I'm saying? We'll have pre-screen so that people are on point, you know what I'm saying? But Mondays is where we do the detailed version of the happy hour, okay? And so, yes, I'm excited to have these back, all right? So don't forget. Now, before we start this JCP segment, after this, we're going to be heading over to TashaKLive.com for the second portion of the show. All right, we're going to be talking about Trump being arrested. Also going to be talking about a Miami real estate white woman broker, okay, who was sentenced for stealing PPP loans and stuff. I got a few content creators I sent them myself to the federal government. Whoopi Goldberg being outed by Raven Simone. Asian doll OnlyFans contract, and a woman, OnlyFans star, saying that she ate Lil Baby and pegged ASAP Rocky's ass, and Fallon versus Portia and Simon. Okay, we got a lot we're going to be discussing over on TashaKLive.com. So ensure, okay, it is the DVD bootleg version of the show, but wine is wine, right? Right? Okay, I'm saying without further ado, all right, give me a second. Hold on, I'm gonna introduce you in just a second. So, Jason P, I don't know if y'all have been following, but thank you to the winos that sent me the story. Is being sued by a Chinese company, okay, for fraud. All right, let me pull up these details real quick. And we got a special guest that really knows a lot about this, I keep my ear to the streets. And the reason we have this version of Jason, because even though he's lost weight and he looks sick, this is when he was his healthiest. You understand what I'm saying? This is when he was his healthiest. This is when he was his fullest. This is when, the scabbing was at an all-time high. Look at him. And so this right here, this is really small time right here. You know what I mean? The new pictures and stuff. So we decided to go back to the roots of some things so y'all can really see who it is, that you're that you're dealing with. Okay. And so let me see what this company is. So Marjorie Oyang out of New York. Okay. Let me see. Miko World Limited filed a complaint for breach of contract, common fraud, and regular fraud, okay? And Jason Lee Johnson, Hollywood Unlocked Agency, LTB Liability Co., Hollywood Unlocked Agency, Inc., Hollywood Unlocked Studios, Inc., and does 1-30 inclusive defendants. She wrapped up every single company. So he couldn't move the money and say, oh, this is a managing partner company. Because you know how they'll have a parent company, that an umbrella company, and then this company, and then they'll have themselves and they'll pay themselves from one of the companies. But if somebody gets sued, they can bankrupt that company or whatever and, just keep going. She wrapped in all the companies, which is smart. So, she can hit them all. So if he moved anything outside of these companies here, that is another version of fraud. Okay. Yeah. See what happens when you, you support lawsuits and things like that. And it ain't funny when a rabbit got the gun. Okay. Now, Miko World Limited is a limited liability company that does business in the United States. The main scope of business of Miko includes maintaining certain online platforms for internet idols to broadcast content on such platforms. In addition, Miko has also engaged in the incubation of the internet idols versus platforms. Miko brings a lawsuit against the named defendant, Jason Lee Johnson. Okay, and the defendant signed as an independent contractor with Miko, agreeing to perform certain broadcasting and social media related tasks according to contract. After receiving the advancement sign-on bonus of $200,000, defendant failed to perform any obligations pursuant to the contract and stopped responding to Miko's correspondence, cutting off contact with Miko. Okay, I guess he thought he was gonna cut off contact and still have these parties, with their money and shit. Also says defendant is yet to perform any obligations as agreed on in the independent contractor contract. Defendant is the founder of 3 entities, namely Hollywood Unlocked Liability, Hollywood Agency, and also alter egos as a defendant. Okay, they even put in the alter egos. Due to the interactions with Jason Lee, Miko brings this lawsuit to request that Jason Lee return the investment of $200,000 paid to Jason Lee, as explained below. Now, they also goes on to say Okay, that his company. Now this is interesting. Now the defendant of Hollywood Unlocked Agency's limited liability company was founded by defendant Jason Lee on March 4, 2019. Defendant Jason Lee has been the sole manager of Hollywood Unlocked Agency LTD liability company. Okay. Also, there goes on, each defendant and every defendant acted as an agent or employee of others, and each acted within the scope of the agency employment. Moreover, to avoid injustice, plaintiff sues each and every one of his entities under the doctrine of successor liability to avoid inequitable resulting arising from a situation in which the successor entity purports to sell assets. Look like you be here in the bankruptcy court too, brother. And not any of some liabilities pre-existing to the successor in interest who by the evidence undertakes no material change of the operation of business. So, I have someone that worked, with Jason for years, before she, graced us with her parent, with her intelligence, with her brains, with her marketing genius. And I couldn't help but think, but this is not the first time Jason has took somebody's money. Okay. Chelsea, how you doing?
Hi, Tasha K. How are you?
You were broadcasting live under my lights in my studio. What the hell?
Trying to get our money's worth. That's all.
Look at you. You look like a host, child.
Thank
you look like you go to the dermatologist and shit. You got me over here on a bootleg version. Jasmine Faye in there too?
Well, she just came from eating crab legs with Slim. And so
okay,
she just walked in.
I said, what's up? Okay. So welcome. So the reason we have you on, this is our correspondent, Chelsea Olena. She's been with us for many years. How many years now, Chelsea?
It's been 5 years.
5 years. Wow. Wow, that is amazing. Is there an anniversary coming up soon?
Yes, October 19th is our anniversary.
Oh my gosh, what are we going to do?
We're going to prepare for your Miami show. You told me to take everything off the calendar. We can't do anything.
Absolutely. Yeah, I forgot. Don't forget to get your tickets, guys. We're live in Miami, okay? October 20th. Okay, we're shutting down the Flamingo Theater Bar. We're almost sold out. I'm excited. All right. So, but welcome to the show, Chelsea. Let's get into some shit. Now, real quick, so I thought it would be great to interview you about this because it was really strange to me that when did you start working for Jason?
So I started working for Jason May.
You got to talk to the mic. You got to talk in the mic.
I started working for Jason May of 2015 going into July of 2017.
Okay. So the entire time you were working for Jason P, Hollywood Unlocked wasn't registered as a business, as an entity?
I found that out at TashaK.com. Okay. When we were working there, I was told I was involved in an internship that I would receive credit for school, as well as an internship that after 6 months I would be getting paid. He ran it like a real business. We had to sign NDAs as well as employee rule books, handbooks, all types of ridiculous things that we don't have to sign here.
That's because I don't have a business. But listen, so to hear this, like, this is not the first time Jason has stole money from people or companies.
No.
Name some of the. Let's start with the boyfriend, and they were supposedly still in together. And the boyfriend ended up going to jail.
Okay, so when Jason used to come to New York, he used to fly into LaGuardia, and I would pick him up, and we would go to Dallas Barbecue in Harlem because he loves sticky wings, and I love sticky wings as well. And while we were at the Dallas BBQs, he started telling me about a story about his boyfriend that's up in Rikers that he goes to visit every time he comes to New York because they had a credit card repair company at one point. And he said we was doing so much shit all the time. Girl, I can't even tell you if it was legal, but he's been in jail and I go see him frequently. So before Jason Lee was on was on the Hollywood version of Love and Hip Hop, throwing drinks in women's faces, him and his boyfriend was doing credit repair. That business, again, I can't, when I wrote my book, Passions to Profit, now available on Amazon and Kindle, I could not find any LLC or business or business registered in his name regarding to a credit card repair company, whatever the case that he was talking about.
But he
And
was
then
charging people like $5,000 to fix their credit. Cause I got the documents and I was just like, I was looking for them today, but it was like $5,000 and nobody got anything. And I do know a few people that reached out to me saying that he was selling credit repair services like that, and their credit never got repaired. He went to buy Balenciaga.
Yeah. Well, if you got $5,000 to fix your credit, you could just pay the bill off. At that point, whatever it is, put the money towards that.
Yeah.
But another issue that we were having when we were with Jason was that he gave us the password to the Hollywood Unlocked website, which ultimately was the same password for his personal Instagram and his Facebook. While working there, I don't want to put her name out there because I don't know if she still works there or whatever the case may be. However, one of the girls had went through his Facebook page, Facebook Messenger, and saw that he was talking to Floyd Mayweather's accountant, telling him how to wire $10,000 into his personal bank account. Now, I don't know if that was for a legitimate payment or something that Floyd was giving him, but I know at the time when I was working there, and he said that the money team was endorsing Hollywood Unlocked, and we had TMT on the logo and things like that. And you notice it's not there no more, but we had that at the time. He said that the money team, Floyd, was his best friends and they used to play dominoes together, and was endorsing and backing the funding for his business. What he was spending that money on is beyond me, because like I said, I was working there for well over a year and never got paid, never got reimbursement for my gas, valet, or any compensation for anything I had to put towards working there, except for a plate of sticky wings at Dallas BBQs in Harlem, only when he flew into New York. That's
now
when
let's talk about the bots. Let's talk about the bots on his Instagram page, okay? Because and about blue check. Let's talk about that, because what he's doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing entertaining about Jason. Jason is very monotoned. He's very into himself. He's very arrogant. And he kind of comes off like this entitled fashion designer, you know? Like, this is my shit. People just want to watch me. That's why I'm everywhere. You know, he's always in every party, you know? Whether he has to lie to get in there, sneak in there.
No, he does lie to get in. He puts in media requests to get invited to parties, and then tries to use it as a personal invitation when really he's supposed to be behind the rope at the red carpet interviewing the real celebrities that are attending these parties.
Right. And so my thing is, like, it was interesting. I don't even think that company knows that a lot of Jason's, like, if I were to guesstimate his followers, I would say his followers would be around 300,000, right?
After 15 years, yeah.
After 15, yes, 300,000. You can look at the numbers. You can look at, there was one point where he had his comments turned off because it was nothing but bots in the comments. You know what I'm saying? And nobody would like the post. It's like, and if you look, you can really look at Hollywood Unlocked's analytics, and you can look at the Neighborhood Talks, and you will see that the Neighborhood Talk has likes and comments consistent with what they're posting and what their numbers are. But Jason, it's like his numbers match mine. His numbers match mine. Like, if I'm talking about on Instagram, just on Instagram, right? And so, you know, he markets himself, he plugs himself with these celebrities, and then when these new companies come around, like Bigo or Miko or what was the other one, the Clubhouse, he hurries up and runs to them and say, oh, you know, I have this many followers. I can help bring my followers to your followers, but they don't know that these are Pakistani bots coming over there. And what he does is he'll get on the platform, pick a fight with another creator that's already big,
that's already popping,
to try to come and build some momentum. And then he'll use whatever partnership that he creates with these companies to try to get these creators kicked off so that he could be like the number one person, like, on that platform. And so I believe this is the same thing he did with Miko, but because Miko didn't have that back and forth to where he could get in and kind of use that same technique that he does to start fights and their gay war fights and stuff, you know, on their platforms. I call them the get fights. That's what they are, the get fights. They are. Because I mean, they just fight with each other and they call each other, just everything. And then they'll start hitting for your trademark and things.
Oh yeah, he's good for that. When I came out with my book, he tried to he had one of his assistants that still works there. Keisha called me at 7:00 in the morning saying that he was gonna take my car, take my apartment, he was gonna take my name. And I already explained to her back in 2017, 18 that he can't take my name because Chelsea and Lana is my government name. So you could trademark that if you want to. I still get to keep my government name. But he's good for trying to strong arm and take advantage or exploit people that he thinks is below them or who he thinks is not educated enough to actually go and do research or hire their own lawyers to combat him at any given cost.
Right. So like he uses tactics like that. So for him to get caught at his own game now, and they wrapped all of the companies up in there, like they did their homework. Like because a lot of people will try to duplicate their company name. So when you do go to search it, they'll think, oh, it's just One Hollywood Unlocked. Whoever the lawyer was on this went and made sure that they looked at Hollywood Unlocked Agency, Hollywood Unlocked LLC, Hollywood Unlocked. So the average person wouldn't think, oh, well, to go search to see if they duplicated the business so that they can use one as an operating company, a parent company, or a management company and just move money around in case they get sued. You know what I'm saying?
Because the lawyer that he tried to use against me to try to sue me, it took me nothing but a Google search to find out that the woman had been disbarred and wasn't even allowed to write on a legal pad, let alone sending me cease and desist and lawsuits. And he claimed, oh, he didn't know that she had been disbarred. So he's good for finding sketchy lawyers or people who feel like they know legal advice to instruct him on how to move and get around things.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think he threatened me at one time talking about, I'm gonna trademark your name. I said, obviously you didn't do the research. It's trademark is already done. Now he did that to Kaya. See, he goes after people he thinks he can bully. But this situation here, I want to see, because they mentioned in the lawsuit, the reason they wrapped in everybody and the alter egos and everything that he does is so he wouldn't try to move and hide that money that he got. And I'm like, he forever at a restaurant. He forever in some baggy ass clothes, trying to make himself look thicker than what he was. I'm like, all you got to do is go back to being fat. Why you make yourself skinny? You wearing all them baggy ass clothes now. You supposed to show off the physique, right?
But he probably didn't get approved to get the surgery to remove all the skin. But he really is going through a tough time because a lot of people that I know went to his birthday party over the weekend said that he had absolutely no sponsors for his event. He did not have open bar. Everybody had to pay cash for all. He had very little to no hors d'oeuvres. And if you are a Balenciaga down that worked with Kanye, you were the media manager of Kanye West and all these other people. Why at your birthday extravaganza you don't have no sponsors and no open bar?
I don't know. And listen, people can say this because I see one comment, and that's cool. Like, people can say, well, he's with the who's who. He's with this. He's into the parties. Anybody can go to them parties.
Yeah. And like I said, he applies as a media event person. So
anybody can go.
These people that are inviting him. Yeah, the people who are inviting him to the party are under the impression that he's going to do a red carpet recap with a mic and a camera behind the rope of the red carpet. Anytime that he's gone to the Grammys, Oscars, or whatever, he was always a +1 of somebody else. He never had a personal invitation.
He did it when Wendy Williams was in the height of her crackhead moment, right after she had got left, laid off from her job. He used her to get into one of the award shows. He'll call up Wendy, we should go, because he's not on the invite list, and he'll be a +1. Like, yeah, that may be cute to rob people, to pay Paul to get into places, but if you get into places and you still got to scam, you still got to lie and take people money just to make money because your platform is not selling. You can go over there, Hollywood Unlocked, and look at the views. It ain't selling. It don't matter where you put it. He done been on every single platform.
Dash,
it don't matter where you put it. It's not selling.
What's the other one? I think Fox Soul. Like, I never knew somebody who had a high turnover rate. You get fired on your day off every other 2 years.
Every iHeartRadio, remember he had Sundays. I told you he was
Yeah.
buying that. I was like, listen, y'all, like hey, you want to buy this airtime? Absolutely not. Why would I want to buy airtime for y'all and I got airtime? Because he's desperate to be famous. That's why he pays for his ads to be posted by other blogs. Jason Lee's birthday party, chilling with the likes of Tiffany Washed Up Haddish. Everything but music. Blueface and Krishan gonna be beating each other ass in the car. You know what I'm saying? Like those are paid ads. Those are not, people are watching. Oh, I want to go see who with Jason Lee. Ain't nobody watching that shit. It's paid for shit.
I'll never forget when he posted his interview with Kanye West and you posted your iconic machine announcement, and the both of y'all were neck and neck in views for the first 24 hours. I think you beat him by like 100,000 views in the first 24 hours of posting, and he was one of the first people to
Kanye West interview. How does Tasha K, or nobody, an internet troll, beat you when you got Kanye fucking West sitting down? Like, come on. Like, it doesn't. And again, like, people think, because these celebrities are sitting on these platforms, they're necessarily going to get famous or get views. You're not. It's about the person. I don't need to have a celebrity sit here to get the same motherfucking news, to be entertaining and get the real shit. Like, I can have somebody sitting in there in front of me. And to be honest with you, he paid Kanye for that interview. Yes, he did. He had Floyd Mayweather wire him money for Kanye to sit down. Kanye does not sit down for free. Now, that's the wine.
And didn't get no return on that investment.
Got fired for stealing Balenciaga out the warehouse.
But no, somebody seriously needs after this lawsuit, they need to put a class action lawsuit, because I've been saying this for years, and I know it's beating on a dead horse, but the man had people working for him that lived in a homeless shelter. There was a girl that lived in a homeless shelter and used to go to the library to go write stories for this man. There's so many people that invested their time and energy being interns at his establishment, and I know I lost my job at Nordstrom's because of him. I know other people have their lights cut off, water cut off, can't pay for their kids to go to school in school clothes, all type. That's how he lost his studio. They put a lock on the door because he wasn't paying the rent of the studio. The girls that worked there, Alyssa, who works there now, didn't get paid for 2 weeks and walked out and was waiting on her paycheck. There's so many shady business practices.
But he uses young, impressionable people.
Yeah.
These celebrities saying that he can get y'all this, he can get y'all that. And he can get y'all everything but the money he's stealing. He don't want to give y'all a cut.
And that's exactly how I ended up quitting, because I had went through Venmo. Well, actually, Deja, who still works there, Deja called me and told me to look on Venmo to see that Alyssa and the other white girls that was on the West Coast team were getting reimbursements for taking Fashion Nova influencer managers out for lunch and for Ubers and valet. And when I asked for the same courtesy to get stuff compensated, the man said I was a horrible writer. He said I was a bad worker. I was a clout chaser. I was never going to be a good journalist, which I don't even know why I took that seriously, because I got a degree in communications. I don't know what school he ever went to.
Yeah, you got a degree and I ain't even got a degree. That's amazing.
But yeah, he was reimbursing the West Coast white girls, but not reimbursing us for anything. We were spending hundreds of dollars to go to these events because we needed our hair done, we needed our makeup done. And I'm waiting for a class action lawsuit because, like you said, his business had just got legitimized in 2019. You had a staff of over 30 people working for you.
It's gonna be a moment when Instagram start to roll back these bots. They're gonna hit them. YouTube does it. Like, if you have bots and fake followers, they will roll back your numbers and they'll tell you we're doing a clean. When Instagram hit a clean, the only reason they ain't doing it is because the Kardashians and shit. 50% of their followers account for bots and shit. When they start hitting a clean sweep on these motherfuckers,
Oh,
the
wait,
curtain gonna be pulled off, bitch.
Oh, and I see somebody asking about Melissa in the comments. I don't know what happened with Melissa, but I know Gio wrote me on Snapchat to tell me why he was let go from the from whatever radio segment they had going on. And this is not alleged, this is from Gio's mouth. He said that there was when Gio went to Jason to ask for some money, some more money for being on that YouTube segment and for being a guest host or whatever the case may be. Jason had dug up some receipts that he claims that Gio was messing around with underage girls and all this other stuff. And Gio claimed that he was too afraid to come out and tell people that it wasn't true, because once you get that narrative out there about underage or any type of harassment allegations, it doesn't matter if it's true or not. It's already out there. But Gio is now working at the United States Postal Service in Texas. Okay. He went from being a celebrity host commentator to now delivering. I don't even know anybody who still uses the United States Postal Office. I use FedEx and Amazon. He's getting less than a FedEx worker right now. Trying to pay his bills because he's too afraid to put Jason Lee down as a referral on a job application. This man has been destroying people's livelihoods for years.
I know Tay got a lawsuit against him from Bigo and is kicking his ass. Jason ran down there and got a valuation on his company of $50 million to prove to people that he ain't broke. But yet you around here taking $200,000 and running off and not answering the phone. Bitch, it's giving broke. It's giving broke. So listen. But no, I love to see when the rabbit got the gun. Since he's all for landmark lawsuits, and you got a whole Chinese company. I had a Mexican one come for me. But a whole Chinese company, coming for their money. Don't even try to address it, Chelsea, because I know you was like, huh?
No, because I looked at Jasmine. I said, when did we get a lawsuit from a Mexican company? Not the house sauce people suing us now.
Listen. Okay, listen. Y'all don't forget. Thank you so much. Follow Chelsea Alana on Instagram. Make sure you cop her book, Passions the Profit, okay? In her planner. Thank you to our special guest, all right? And Chelsea only stays where she's paid.
Yeah. That's why when I be fired, I be gone.
What? She don't really be fired. She just take a couple of days of not talking to me and then show up to work like it should happen.
Okay. Thanks.
Anytime. Thank you so much. You look good in the studio.
Thank you. I've been here all day.
The fucking DVD.
I have been here all day. I've been in my office all day.
What you say, Jasmine? You said she hasn't been at work all day?
No. I have been here all day. I've been sending emails all day. Girl.
Wow.
My next book gonna go crazy. I'm gonna let y'all know right now.
Bye, Chelsea. We need a show called Bye, Chelsea, because that's exactly what we all do. Bye, Chelsea. Bye. All right. Thank y'all so much for watching. We're about to head over to TashaKLive.com, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to talk about A$AP Rocky putting his legs up in the air to be pegged, okay? Also, Lil Baby, his ass being played with. We're going to be discussing who? Trump. Who else? Asian Doll. It's the lies. The LGBTQ outing people on air. Just like... Whatever happened to protecting your fellow LGBTQ member? Fallon versus Portia, Simon, and much more, okay? Thank y'all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Y'all okay with these DVD bootleg versions of the show so I can still continue to do it while I'm on, while I'm traveling and working? Y'all like these? Let me know. Yes or no. Y'all like these? Huh? Let me see. Y'all like, okay, so it don't matter. I know the quality bad, everything. I like how Facebook is like I don't know if y'all can see each other in the StreamYard. Facebook and YouTube is commenting together. That's dope. Okay, cool. We took a lunch break because we've been out here. Okay. All right. So I'll make sure I bring these regardless. Y'all gonna get, I'm trying to do the wine daily. I'm trying. So cross my fingers that I'll be able to do a show 5 days a week. Okay. So I'm hoping. Would y'all want a show 5 days a week? Would you? Yeah, you would? Let me see. Authentic, you like it? At least you made your bed up. I just threw the shoes back. I had literally just rolled up out of it. Tried to put some makeup on. The headscarf was right here. That's why I missed this part, putting makeup on. Yeah, I literally just came up over here and slid down. Like, hey, y'all, what's going on? Let's go. I ain't even had time to pray before the show. Normally I pray before every show. I ain't even had time. Just started drinking, you know? So listen, okay, so I'll do that. So y'all want 5 days a week? I'm trying. Okay. All right. So with that being said, I love you guys. Don't forget, okay, like, share, subscribe. Also, if you want to be a part of Happy Hour, please feel free to email me at unwinewithtashak@gmail.com. I'm gonna introduce this into every show because I want to build out the full concept. So what's the concept? You know, like how the other shows got it today, and you know, the morning shows, and you know how Wendy had her show, and you know I just want it to be an even show. You get some of everything. Maybe you may even see me cooking during the goddamn show. I may have a guest chef. You know, we're gonna do it all. You know, so yes. You're funny for real. First time really watching you. Thank you so much. I'm definitely staying tuned in. I love it. Okay, I'll see y'all later. All right. Now I gotta go. Bye. Now hold on. Let me make sure I do the outro. Okay.